Hello, and today I wanted to debunk Altairedits Shay Cormac debunk. In his video, he starts downplaying Shay Cormac because he believes that Shay is the weakest assassin, all because of his personal dislike for him. But I'm here to prove that all of that is false. Before we begin, I'd like to say I have nothing against the guy, but he's not a good scaler. So, without further delay, let's get into the video. First things first, I'd like to go over his strength feats. In Altairedits' video, he gets lifting strength and striking strength mixed up. Shay was literally being thrown by Achilles, who isn't even known for his strength and doesn't have a strongman build. That alone says a lot. Here's a clip.
It ends now.
I will not let you destroy everything we have built!
Lifting and striking strength are two different muscle groups, and they should not be used together when scaling someone's strength. To make it worse, he claims that Achilles overpowered Shay, yet there's multiple pieces of evidence showing Shay was, in fact, holding back against Achilles and had no intention of fighting him. Hence, you can clearly see Shay is more defensive than offensive. To make it even worse, Shay, with his striking strength, was able to shove Achilles so hard that he fell onto his back. Another problem is that if we say, hypothetically, Achilles did overpower Shay in lifting, this wouldn't downscale Shay's lifting strength. If anything, it would upscale Achilles, unless it's shown that Achilles has way worse lifting feats than Shay. Otherwise, this is just a lie to make Shay seem weaker than he actually is. Another thing is the elk feat. This is pure game mechanics, because Shay has the lore feats to easily speed blitz animals. He can dodge bullets at point-blank range, and there are multiple statements confirming this feat is canon, since he has to counter their attacks to dodge the bullets, and countering is considered dodge rolling in this case. To make it even worse, Shay is faster than Chevalier, who can speed blitz fodder redcoats in a cutscene, and those redcoats are just regular humans. The speed needed to speed blitz is basically subsonic. Animals don't reach anywhere near subsonic or supersonic in Assassin's Creed. At best, they're superhuman in speed. Not only that, Shay doesn't canonically push back an elk in the lore. This again is just game mechanics and not representative of what they can actually achieve in canon. Now let me explain what I mean by game mechanics. Game mechanics refer to abilities shown in video games that exist solely because of the rules of the game. Examples include hit points, levels, statistics, crossing a world map in seconds outside of cinematics, or health bars. These things aren't necessarily indicative of a character's actual abilities. For instance, in Call of Duty, the protagonist can endure dozens of bullets and regenerate like Deadpool. Yet in the lore, a single bullet is enough to kill them. Why is that? The answer is simple. It's just game mechanics. It's not canon to what the character can actually do in lore. So, moving on to Altairedits' next point. He claims that the powder keg that Kesagawasi endured is not small building level due to the fact that the powder keg was thrown by Jack Weeks and bounced off water. Therefore, the keg must be weak. Some people try to scale Shay to Kesagawasi, claiming that because Shay cut his neck, he must be on Kesagawasi's level. But that makes no sense. Kesagawasi tanked a powder keg at point-blank range, and fanboys like to claim that makes him small building plus. But that's insane. Here's why. Small building plus equals 1,046,000,000 joules. Gunpowder equals about 3 million joules per kilogram. To reach small building plus, the keg would need 348 kilograms of gunpowder. Yet we literally see random fodder guards throwing these powder kegs around like they're light. So clearly they're not anywhere near that level. Here's a clip.
Oh, Shay!
This is completely false. If the barrel is as heavy as he says it is, that only upscales Jack Weeks' lifting strength. And let's not forget, Assassin's Creed characters are superhuman, and every human in AC has Isu DNA due to the Phoenix Project, as well as the fact it stated the Isu bred with humans.
Some years later, the work of Crick and Watson demolished this theory in favor of the double helix. Today, we know the double helix to be indisputably the basis of all life. So why did the triple helix theory gain so much traction? Why did Rosalind Franklin's X-rays seem to confirm it? It turns out that their initial samples had been taken from small traces of precursor DNA, the rare genes of an ancient race embedded in our own. We now know that triple helix DNA is the foundation of the precursor genome. It is the genetic Rosetta Stone of our age.
Ah, right, I know this feeling. I have since I was a lad. It's like using every sense at once, isn't it? To see sounds and hear shapes. What a combination.
Every man and woman on this earth has in them a kind of intuition hidden deep away.
I've had this sense most of my life. Only I thought it was related in some way to my dreaming or the like.
Most never find it. Others, it takes years to tease out. But for a rare few, it comes as natural as breathing. What you feel is the light of life. Of living things past and present. The residue of vitality. Come and gone. Any man's senses can be tuned well past what he's born with. If he tries.
Jack Weeks, being in charge of eradicating every remaining trace of the assassins, backs this up even further. You don't give such an important task to someone who's not superhuman. Now, let's talk about the jewels. Altairedits claims the powder keg doesn't reach small building level plus, but Versus Battles Wiki already has a calculation that proves otherwise. The jewels required for a powder keg to be small building level plus is 1,045,938,521.2 joules, which is an insane amount of energy. According to VS Wiki, the range for small building level feats is 20,920,000 joules to 1,046,000,000 joules, meaning the powder keg calc lines up perfectly within that tier. Next up is the Puckle gun. Altairedits claims that the Puckle gun is the same as the one in real life, a flintlock machine gun that only fired bullets. And then there's the Puckle gun. Some people say it fires cannonballs, which is just straight up false. Historically, the Puckle gun was basically a tripod-mounted flintlock revolver, the first attempt at an autocannon. Nowhere near as powerful as cannons. The AC database itself even confirms this. It fired standard musket shots just in quicker succession. So no, Kesegawas didn't tank cannonballs, and Shay didn't scale to that. This is completely false. He forgets that Assassin's Creed is a historical fiction sci-fi series, and I can prove that the Puckle gun in Rogue fires cannonballs, not bullets. Based on the sheer size of the barrel and the ammunition, it's clearly a cannon that fires like a machine gun. It even has the power to destroy gunboats, something flintlock bullets could never do. To make it worse, Altairedits appeals to false authority by citing Fandom Wiki as his evidence. Fandom Wiki is a fan-made site known for misinformation, and even then the same wiki outright states that the Puckle gun is, in fact, a cannon. He deliberately left that out to once again make Shay seem weaker than he actually is. Next up is the cutscene with Kesegawasi. He claims that every confession scene in Assassin's Creed isn't actually happening, basing this on the idea that some assassins can talk to targets who are already dead. Also, keep in mind, Shay's hidden blade cutscene against Kesegawasi happens during a confession scene, which is non-canon in terms of damage, just like Bayek talking to Kemu after stabbing him, or Adewale having a full conversation with Shay after dying. Confession scenes aren't real durability feats, but this is wrong. Not every assassin has that ability, and there's direct evidence that Shay's confession scenes are real. Edward, Ezio, and Shay all share the same type of confession scenes. In fact, in the mission where Shay kills Hope, it clearly shows that the confession is real. Because when the scene ends, Shay and Hope are still in the exact same positions they were before the conversation. This proves the confession wasn't in Shay's head, but actually happened. The assassins like Shay, Edward, Ezio, or Altair often leave their targets bleeding out, slowly dying, while they confess, giving the assassin time to extract information in their final moments.
You're late. Again, Shay.
Oh, I didn't want to do this.
I trained you to do this. I expected nothing less.
Then why?
To give Liam time to leave. Soon Chevalier will be on his way to the precursor site.
I will stop him.
He will see you coming. Eddie, you have so much potential.
You're done, Torres.
This again, eh? Non factum.
I thought I was beyond this. But I'm not. I waited too long. Lost too much. Requiescat in pace, you bastard.
I don't think so.
Now, on to the fall feat. He claims that Shay falling 49 meters off a cliff after being shot in the back is wrong. But what I used to get that number was the Morrigan itself. If you time Shay's fall and the Morrigan's fall, you'll see they're similar, and the Morrigan's height lines up to about 49 meters. Men in the 18th century weighed around 129 to 183 pounds. For this calculation, let's assume Shay is on the lower end at 129 pounds, which converts to about 58 kilograms. First, we figure out his speed at the end of the fall. The formula is the square root of 2 times gravity times the height. Gravity is 9.81, height is 49, which comes out to about 31 meters per second, or around 69 miles per hour. Next, we plug it into the kinetic energy formula, 1/2 times mass times velocity squared. With Shay at 58 kilograms and falling at 31 meters per second, the energy comes out to about 27,870 joules, or roughly 28 kilojoules. That amount of energy firmly places the fall in the wall-level range for versus scaling. And to give perspective, a flintlock pistol shot is only 444 joules, meaning Shay's fall is over 60 times stronger than being shot, which directly debunks the claim that Shay isn't wall level at the start of Road. Next is his combat speed and reaction speed. He claims Shay is aim dodging. Now onto speed and combat ability. Another huge misconception is Shay's combat speed. Some claim he's a bullet timer, but in reality Shay is just aim dodging. He rolls before the bullet is fired, not after. And in cutscenes, he fails to react to way slower things, like Achilles ragdolling him or Hope shooting glass under him. If Shay was really supersonic, these scenes wouldn't even happen. At best, with Wank, he reaches subsonic speeds. Compare that to Ezio, Altair, Connor, Bayek, Jacob, Edward, Hatham, all of whom are confirmed or implied supersonic, plus through fighting Apple clones or bullet timing legitimately. So the reality is, Shay is far slower than the top assassins, even though it's literally timed. You can dodge way before the bullet is fired, or even before the enemy finishes aiming at you. You can even stand still, and they'll still miss. Logically, it makes more sense that Shay is dodging after the bullet is fired. He claims Shay is aim dodging because he rolls before it's fired, but that's a lie. Shay is simply getting ready to leap and roll, hence why he's kneeling down as the enemy is aiming. He then leaps right after the bullet is fired. A good real-life example is the Living Anachronism video, where the dodger kneels down to prepare for the roll, then leaps as the shot goes off. He also mentions Achilles grabbing Shay as an anti-feat, but again, Shay was holding back against Achilles, as I've already shown with multiple pieces of evidence. Shay had no intention of fighting the assassins, because the canon sink is to not kill anyone. Meanwhile, all of those assassins had the intention of killing Shay for betraying them. Shay couldn't just brawl his way out of it. Edward himself said you can't fight strong opponents with only hidden blades. That implies weapons are far better than fists, and the hidden blade is one of the weakest weapons in Assassin's Creed when matched against something like a sword. For example, Edward couldn't fight the Master Ninja with only his hidden blades, as she was on par with him. And in Rogue, we see evidence that the colonial assassins are similar to Shay in speed. The assassin stalkers, for instance, are stated to be fast enough to hit Shay, proven by the fact that he has to block their attacks in combat, which counts as countering. The gang leaders are the same, as Shay has to counter their attacks, and blocking is considered countering. Chevalier is another example. He's similar in speed and strength, since Shay has to block his attacks in combat. Liam, too. He's fast enough to dodge a hit from Shay, forcing Shay to grab his arm. Not only that, but Shay has a history of holding back in Rogue. At the very start of the game, he holds back against fodder redcoats, even saying he was saving them for Liam and Chevalier. You can even see him in the background clashing with redcoats without finishing them off. And finally, for the moment where Hope shoots the glass under him, Shay was caught off guard.
Chevalier will be expecting me. Hope?
Bon voyage. About time you showed up.
Not expecting that she even saw him. So that is it for the Shay Debunk. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.